Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Class A state championship will feature the third-seeded Lincoln High Lynx and the number one-seeded Lincoln Southeast Knights. For more on this matchup and the introductions, let's go to our public address announcer. That would be Craig Carter.
Welcome to the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation Girls Class A State Championship, featuring the Lincoln High Lynx and the Lincoln Southeast Knights. Let's meet the Lincoln High Lynx. Taylor Callies, Nicole Johnson, Christine Foreman, Caitlin Huggins, Ashley Bonebright, Megan Fox, assistant coach Sarah Russo, and head coach Patty Meyer. And now the Knights from Lincoln Southeast, Kelsey Dunkel, Lauren Johnson, Courtney Peterson, Sarah Ensminger, Sarah Thompson-Krug, Kelsey Rabel, coaches Amy Wyatt and Kevin Dunkel.
It's Ensminger.
So that's a look at the lineups in the Class A Girls State Championship. Lincoln High and Southeast. When we come back, action begins on NET.
Brought to you in part by the Ellen and Marcia Bear Foundation and by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation, encouraging high schools to sanction the sport of bowling across Nebraska.
Programming provided by Nebraska Public Power District.
My job with Nebraska Public Power District takes me to new heights, offers me challenging experiences. Like me, the utility cares about Nebraska. I go home at night knowing that what I do makes a difference. To put it simply, I am where I want to be.
Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
Rising from acres of Midwestern farm fields, a revolution is coming. A new era of energy independence from foreign oil. It's called soy biodiesel. Made with soybean oil, this fuel is a sustainable, renewable resource. America, it's time for an oil change. Soy biodiesel, grown in the Midwest.
Next time on Pioneers of Television.
We got something going here, haven't we?
Boy, I hit the bullseye right in the face.
Say, are most stolen cars recovered?
I had one recovered in Zebra once.
Okay, tomorrow we make another phone call, so be sure and get your cards in.
Win or lose, they had the time of their life.
On Pioneers of Television.
Thursday night at 7 Central Time on NET1.
welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Class A Girls State Championship about ready to get underway. An all-Lincoln final. The third seed Lincoln High Lynx taking on the top seed Lincoln Southeast Knights. Here's a look at the lineups for the Knights. First, Kevin Dunkel is the head coach, assisted by Amy Wyatt, Lauren Johnson, Sarah Insminger, Courtney Peterson, Ashley Peterson, Kelsey Dunkel, Sarah Thompson-King, and Kelsey Rabel on the Knight side. For the Lincoln High Lynx, Patty Meyer leads this Lynx squad, which has been in 4 of the 6 state finals. Christine Foreman is a senior, along with Caitlin Huggins and Megan Foss. The junior is Ashley Bonebright, 2 other seniors in Taylor Callies and Nicole Johnson. A very experienced and senior-laden Lincoln High team, and Coach Patty Meyer has to be thinking this is her chance to finally win it with a team that includes 5 seniors and 1 junior, and that junior may be the most talented on the group, Ashley Bonebright, who averages 180. We get things started underway in the left-hand lane, and starting it off is Sarah Thompson-King for the Knights. Up on the right lane, Taylor Callies. Taylor is senior. She was here last year with the Lynx when they were in the state championship game. That goes a little high. Gets out of trouble. Taylor Callies is the one that will fire this Lynx squad up. And this is the spare.
A lot of familiar faces on this Lincoln High team from last year, Larry, and some great bowlers. But I think we're seeing some jitters here out of the gate. Taylor Kelly's always that permanent smile on her face. Dad Dave, a great Lincoln bowler.
Ashley Peterson on the left lane, crosses it over.
Our first set of twins on the telecast today.
Here's Nicole Johnson. And the lefty just a little high, leaves a 6-pin.
It's a packed house for this Class A match. Every spot in the bleachers is full. Standing room only here at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln. It is going to be loud. This is very, very, very big rivalry here in town.
And the good cover by Peterson. Both teams opening up in that first frame. And here Nicole Johnson covers it up, and they both have their first mark. Quickly up on the left lane is Courtney Peterson. Courtney averages 168 on the year. It's going to need to climb a bit. Comes up a little bit light, was a 127.
Larry had a chance to watch the Class A qualifying yesterday, and on that sport condition, the PVA cheetah pattern, a lot less oil, less conditioner than they're faced with today, and a lot of the ladies are having a little tough time making that adjustment to get the ball to hook into the pocket.
Big strike by Christine Foreman there for the Lynx. Now back up on the right lane. Here's Peterson.
It's going to have to hook.
And it does. Gets it the unconventional way, but converts nonetheless. Now on the right lane, Caitlin Huggins. Boy, does she have a nice game. Averages 186.
Great form to the foul line. Just kind of lost a little bit in the downswing. Ball just didn't go into a good, strong roll to go to the pocket, but great fundamentals. Here's another one right here. Same issue there. It looks like both young ladies there for Lincoln High and Lincoln Southeast just still trying to get comfortable with the release at the foul line with the lane conditions. Each team got 10 minutes of practice prior to the start of the match. It's going to take a little time for them to find their spot.
And so Huggins to convert. And that's going to have to hook a lot. And it does.
It's not how Bo Burton would have drew it up, but it looks the same on the old TV screen.
So early on through 3 frames, Lincoln High with a 5-pin advantage and a spare working. That needs to climb as well. I think we're seeing a lot of them just coming up a little bit light, getting used to a little bit more conditioner in the middle of the lane.
Watch the game with this young lady right here. This is Ashley Bonebright, a junior, averages 180. Tremendous physical game. I was watching Ashley during warm-ups, and Ashley was a little further outside, a little further to the right of the second arrow on the right-hand side of the lane. She's having a little trouble getting the ball to get up to the pocket.
And Kelsey Dunkel comes up just a little high and leaves a 4-pin, but trips that 9 out of there.
Both these young ladies have aspirations to bowl in college. Kelsey Dunkel is currently looking at several different NCAA Division I schools for a chance to bowl in college.
That's something we haven't talked about yet on any of these telecasts for the girls, is the opportunities for girls today in collegiate bowling, because with Title IX, schools all over the U.S. are opening up women's programs in bowling because it's an easy program to support. It doesn't cost a lot of money, but provides terrific opportunities for young ladies who want to bowl.
Well, you don't have to look any further than right here in Lincoln, Nebraska for probably one of the dynasty programs in all of NCAA collegiate bowling, and that's the University of Nebraska's Lady Cornhuskers with Bill Straub and Paul Klempa at the helm. You've got colleges all over the United States, and if you watch a lot of television, you can see a lot of collegiate bowling on any of the ESPN networks. Great shot by Taylor Calley. It's just every one of these Southeast and Lincoln High girls just with great form.
Terrific fundamentals.
But even all the way into some of the smaller colleges, a lot of NCAA programs sprouting up across the United States. Oh,
there's Sarah gets the carry.
That trip 3, we saw that earlier today. Nicole Johnson now. Saw Nicole earlier come up a little light, and obvious overcompensation just a little bit there, making sure she doesn't miss to the right again. Or to the left, I should say, as a left-hander.
Ashley Peterson comes up just a little light. And through 5 frames, Lincoln High is clinging to that 14-pin lead. Here's Nicole Johnson. Again, not exactly the way you draw it up, but effective nonetheless.
Starting to go high there, was risking the chop. All right, time for Southeast to stay in the match here. Needs a cross lane spare on the 10-pin. That ball's going to have to get to the right. A little pressure there, Larry, a little pressure. Coach Kevin Dunkel's trying to calm him down.
Here's a look at Christine Foreman. Just got back from an overseas trip with the Lincoln High band, now competing in a state championship.
6-pin being moved off spot. Since the table picks it up and puts it down, she's going to play it where it lands. Makes that spare a little tougher, and Brooklyn side for the other Peterson, Ashley.
Nice crossover by
Courtney. I have twin daughters myself, and I can't keep them straight. I think that's Ashley, yes. Cross lane at the 6 and the 10, risk of a chop, she plays it perfect. Ball hits both the 6 and the 10.
And on the right lane, Lauren Johnson, the freshman. And she mixes it up.
And that is just
nice
very, very good fundamentals. And a lot of this, and I like to use lots of other sports for comparisons, Larry, and you can tell how big of an influence the University of Nebraska women's bowling program has on high school bowling, especially the girls, because it is an NCAA sport. You look at all of these young ladies. If you watch these young ladies on tape, and then you watched some of Coach Straub's collegiate ladies, you will see the same textbook fundamentals. You will see a straight arm swing, just like that, straight delivery, right straight up to the ceiling. I mean, that is just textbook. Every single one of these young ladies out here just have the famous Bill Straub coached fundamentals, and that's just the way to do it. Learn it the right way.
And a good cover by the lefty.
I got a chance to watch Kelsey Dunkel here all day yesterday, and she is a fiery young lady. She wants to strike every ball. Well, she picks it up, but that's not going to count. Once the ball goes in the channel, it's a dead ball. That'll be 8 and out for her. We'll need to make a quick scoring correction down there, but she wants to strike every ball. Talking to her dad, Kevin, who is the head coach for Southeast, says that he has no problem firing his daughter up the bowl. Oh, what a shot by Megan Bonebright, or Ashley Bonebright, I should say, and just a poor break, leaving the solid 8.
That's going to be enough for the win, though. And Lincoln High will take game number 1 in this best-of-5 Baker Format Championship. Working on 162 in the 9th right now. Southeast already in the books at 164. Bonebright covers it. And so she'll have a fill ball to throw, and then we'll be done with game number 1. We talked about the Lynx. They're off to a 1-0 lead. They did the same thing last year in the state finals. They jumped out to the quick lead against the Lincoln North Star Navigators, but the Navigators came back and knocked off the Lynx 3-2. So Lincoln High getting out to the quick start and the early lead once again this year. So 179-154 will be the score in game number 1. 179-154. And the Lincoln High Lynx take a 1-0 advantage. We talked about it several times, but these finals, no stranger to the Lincoln High Lynx. The Lynx have been here in the 6 years that the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation has been holding state championship games and matches. Lincoln High has been in it 4 times. They have yet to win. Patty Meyer in her 10th year as a head coach. You saw Patty in the background there.
Made it a point to tell me before the match that
you heard that too, huh?
They were not going to leave without a championship today.
I thought you were going to say we can't call her old again this year.
Did we say that last year?
Yeah, you did, right?
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
she made sure that I make sure you didn't call her old this year. She's only been coaching 10 years. So.
Okay. Cross lane at the 6 and the 10. Good fundamentals by Taylor. Just
had a good cover by the senior from Lincoln High.
A lot of similarities in her game to her dad's, except she's much quicker on the approach.
What do they call her dad? Shot clock?
Mr. Shot Clock, Dave Callies.
You gotta put a shot clock on it. It takes so long, huh?
Dave is just a trump.
That's a tough job.
One of the great legends of bowling in Lincoln, though. Bowled on the PBA tour and he's had the pro shop here at Sun Valley Lanes on occasion and just does a great job. An avid supporter of bowling in Lincoln, part of the Lincoln Bowling Association board of directors, and it's great to have parents that support bowling inside the family and keeps it going.
That was dropped by Ashley Peterson. Sometimes it just falls off your hand a little quickly than you'd like.
Well, I think everybody may have gotten a premonition that Lincoln High was going to mow down Southeast today, but Southeast has got some players. It's going to be down to spares again, Larry, as we've seen in our prior matches.
So let's see if Ashley can convert. That time she gets it out cleanly. And a nice cover by Ashley Peterson. Good recovery and a good shot to get Lincoln Southeast their first mark of this second game. You talk about Taylor Callies and her father being involved. This young lady, Christine Foreman, her grandfather and her uncles are very involved in bowling throughout the state. I'm sure you've heard of the Dill family.
Yes.
Jim Dill is her grandfather. Her uncles are Bob and Jim Dill.
You bet.
Christine has been around the bowling game for a long time. In fact, her father, the former proprietor at Hollywood Bowl here in Lincoln. Grandfather.
Cross lane at the 10. Kills the shot. Takes the revolutions off the ball. Done just like you draw it up on the chalkboard. Lincoln High is asserting themselves, Larry. They're looks like she pulled that a little bit. It's time for Coach Dunkel just to, if there was such a thing as a timeout in bowling, time for Coach Dunkel just to tell everybody to take a breath and relax and try to stay grouped.
Well, there is something to be said about the first time in the championship finals, first time in the arena with the cameras and the lights. Boy, that's a nice follow through there. Just not enough reaction. Yep. Boy. Here's Caitlin Huggins. Wants to go to Nebraska next year and study dentistry. Covers that up.
Both these teams swept through their bracket portion of the state qualifying yesterday. Southeast beats Westside and Lincoln East 3-0 in the Baker semifinals. Lincoln High knocks off North Star 3-0, defending champs, and knocks off the Columbus Ladies. So neither one of these teams have had a loss yet in Baker play. Good shot by Ashley Bonebright. Ashley just went a little away from the pocket on that particular shot. And by away from the pocket, what we mean is the ball, instead of going directly down the lane and then hooking into the pocket, going with the boards, she was moving away. Her ball was actually moving to the right, away from the pocket. Ashley does throw a strong enough ball where she could get it back, but just didn't have enough room to carry the 10-pin. See how her spare shooting abilities are, and she's a little fast there, Larry. She got up there and kind of whistled through it. Needs to probably step back and take a breath, and these spares are important.
First open of this second game for Lincoln High as Kelsey Dunkel goes after that split. And you can see the fire there from Kelsey Dunker as she slaps her hands together.
And her dad is so even-keeled. And
yeah. And here's Taylor Callies again. High game of 245.
She lost that one on the downswing there. Just tell. Her second and third steps were a little quick.
Sarah Thompson-Krug. And Krug cannot get the 5-pin out.
9.5, you call that. Southeast hanging in there. A couple of key opens by Lincoln High, and not being able to ride off Southeast. Good
There's your textbook cover.
Cut it up.
Sarah Thompson-Krug is a highlight of her bowling career. Last year winning districts. This Lincoln Southeast squad last year also won the 2007 Star City Tournament, which features some of the top high school bowlers, not just in Nebraska, but all throughout the Midwest. Teams from Sioux City and Sioux Falls coming in for that one. A nice shot there by the lefty.
Coach Patty Meyer is working hard on keeping them focused. It's great to get excited and great to be pumped up and screaming and yelling, but Patty is down there just reminding their team that they need to stay focused, concentrate on hitting their mark, thinking about the next shot.
Christine Foreman again. Tugged it a little bit, looking for the Brooklyn side, finds it, and trips out the 5-7 late.
Yeah, you get breaks like that in bowling, and then, of course, you see the same thing. You see a lot of 4-9s occasionally, solid 8s in the pocket, so you got to take advantage of things. Southeast is rapidly digging themselves a hole here. They need to strike, which they haven't done in this match yet. Well, only 2 strikes last game, Larry, so.
And through 7 frames in this game, just 2 marks. Now make it 3.
That's a great shot.
And 3 marks.
Just a little quick. She was a little slower on prior shots, but breaks out the 2-pin spare, leaving the easy 3-pin.
Southeast now trailing by 45 pins. And there they go, start getting something going for the Knights.
That is Courtney Peterson, and she has another great fundamental game. Doesn't hook it as much as some of the other players, but does all the mechanical things right.
And a nice cover there. Lauren Johnson, the freshman, goes Brooklyn as well, but she carries.
Keep it a minute.
Now try to get something going, and if for nothing else, maybe get a little momentum going for game number 3, because they trail in this one big. Like a mark here will shut them out. And that'll do it. Lincoln High takes game number 2. The best Lincoln Southeast can shoot is 177. Lincoln High already has 182. Here's Kelsey Dunkel. Comes up just a little light. So Lincoln High will go on top 2-0. As Steve told you just minutes ago, they knocked off the defending state champion Lincoln North Star Navigators in the first round. In fact, swept them 3-0. As he also told you, they had not lost a game yet, and they still haven't as they win this one as well. You know, these high school coaches get to work with these athletes for such a short period of time. You're talking about maybe 2 to 3 months, unless you have some kind of off-season program where they're in here working with them. It's so important for these athletes who want to develop into becoming great bowlers, like it is with any sport, to get in your off-season, work on the fundamentals, not just go in and goof around in the bowling alley, but really work on the fundamentals and the things that are going to make you better.
Well, Larry, it's like having kids in any other sport. Except in the smaller towns, really in Class A, I'd say in Class B, the days of having children or student athletes that are three-sport athletes are becoming fewer and far between. You go to a smaller community like a Dodge or a Plainview or a Howells, when you might have 30 high school students in the whole building. Then you're forced to play baseball and basketball. Otherwise, you're probably scorned upon by your peers. But my daughter, who bowls for Millard West, is a volleyball player, and she'll be playing club volleyball this winter since the volleyball season's over, and doing clinics in the summer. And if you're going to excel at that varsity level and have a chance to play in college, you've got to maximize the whole calendar year.
Here's Kelsey Rabel. Kelsey Rabel leaves the unfortunate 5-10.
Did you get the pocket? Good shot, just not enough oomph to carry out the. Another tough break.
Good ball by Callies, leaves a solid 9. This is where Patty Meyer's working, making sure they stay focused becomes so important, because you start to feel we're just a game away. And if you take your focus off of the next shot and start thinking about the end result, you're not going to make good shots. Keeping your kids in the moment is so important right here. Callies, your eyes covered.
Hey, these gals are just having a blast, having lots of fun.
Ashley Peterson.
That was a very good shot. She struggled a little bit the first 2 games, trying to get the ball up to the pocket. That was a great shot, just a touch high, leaving the 4.
That climbs the hill, leaves a 3-pin.
What you saw there on that particular shot by Nicole Johnson was just her hand got a little bit around the side of the ball, and by that, Larry, what I mean is by if you look at a Taylor Callies and a Ashley Bonebright, their hand at the point of release is more behind the ball and on the side. They snap their wrists and come through, which gives it its revolutions and hook. For Nicole got her hand around the side of the ball, which creates a little more spin, almost like how the earth spins on its axis. And what that does is it'll still produce hook, but it'll produce it further down the lane. It delays the hook, and it just delayed it a little too long to get the ball to the pocket.
And that coming up a little light. So Lincoln High out to the quick 10-pin lead here in game number 3. The Lynx leading it 2-0 in this Class A Girls State Championship final.
Southeast needs to find a way to strike. And they've got a couple of their bowlers yet that are not comfortable around the pocket, that are having a tough time hitting the pocket. So Coach Dunkel needs to get them lined up quick. The clock's ticking. Cross lane at the 6. Very well done. Sprint off the approach there. You do that every time you pick up a spare, right, Larry?
Every time.
Sprint off the approach. Yeah, boy.
I don't want him to take it away. The quicker I get off the lane, the quicker it gets in the book.
Can't throw the red challenge flag.
That's right.
Boy, for a freshman, Lauren Johnson just has an opportunity to be a tremendous bowler. She'll get a little more strength as she grows and create a little more leverage and a little more hook on that ball. But just a great fundamental game. She's going to go cross lane at this particular spare. Her eyes focused squarely on her target. That was the 4-pin with no problem. Let's talk about targeting a little bit, Larry. A lot of kids that grow up and bowl just like to palm the ball with no thumb hole and just try to hook it from gutter to gutter and try to send the pins flying. But you have a much better chance of hitting a target that is 18 feet away versus one that's 60 feet away. That's why they put the rangefinders out there on the lanes for you. And you watch the Southeast and Lincoln High girls, their eyes focused right on that target area on the lane. Some of them may spot a little further down the lane or a little closer to the lane, but the majority of them look at the arrows. There's a good example there as Ashley's focused right on the second arrow. And
what a shot.
Yep. There's the arrows we're talking about right there. Rangefinders are 18 feet out off the foul line. Tough spare there that passed away. And Coach Dunkel needs to, here he is, he's gathering his bowlers now. Southeast Lady Knights, and gathering them and telling them that it is not over yet. They can come back and win 2 more games and be right tied. Taylor Callies is not going to give them too much of an opportunity.
Here's Kelsey Rabel for her second shot of the match as she's inserted into the lineup this game. And that's going to finish not hard enough. Leaves a 10 pin.
Sit in the pocket, though. Do not move. Keep those feet and eyes right where they're at. Takes out the split.
And so now Rabel will go cross alley at the 10 pin. And a good shot by Rabel.
2 for 2 in those 10 pins.
Here's Nicole Johnson, who wants to study photography in college. She's a senior this year, as are a lot of these Lincoln High Lynx. The only underclassman, Ashley Bonebright, who's a junior. Just a little high.
Yeah, I think for
Peterson.
Southeast girls are beginning, I think, to see the opportunity slip away. A lot of rejected looks.
Comes up a little light and leaves the 5-7.
Starts here by picking the spare up, Larry. Sorry about that. And starts here by picking up this easy spare. And if they can string together, oh my, just too many errors right now.
Sometimes things just aren't going your way, and this appears to be one of those days for the Knights.
We were strongly told during the warm-ups that the Lincoln High Lady Lynx were not going to leave without a championship. We were almost told that it was you and I's responsibility to make sure that happens for fear of physical harm by not only the coaches, but the players and crowd. That's a good pick-me-up there for Southeast.
They do have fun.
Have any chance, Lincoln High is going to have to really stub their toe here the last 2 frames, frames 9 and 10. They're really all they need to do is stay clean, and they're going to wrap up their first state championship.
There's Caitlin Huggins and a good look.
Just a great fundamental game. A little faster on that particular shot. Might have been a mile or 2 per hour faster. Delays that hook just a little bit. A strike is an absolute must here for Southeast.
Crossover, and she got it. Boy, they've tried to pick it up late in the game, the last 2 games. So let's see if Kelsey Dunkel can keep it going.
Possible 179 for Southeast. All Lincoln High really needs to do is to continue to mark and stay clean. The tough dinner bucket, the 3, 5, 6, 9, and
that was a big one.
I think all they're going to need to do is keep the ball in the lane, the 10th frame, for their first state championship.
And here's Kelsey Dunkel right in the pocket, and once again leaves the 4, and that will do it.
Made a ball change there, slowed her speed down a little bit, and
you might hear some crowd eruptions after this shot because this will lock it up.
That's it. Well, it's going to be enough anyway, Larry.
Yep, absolutely. Just hangs on to catch the 4 pin.
Yeah. Your champions are Lincoln High. Even by going 9 out here, the Lady Lynx will be in the 170s unless Ashley can pick up this split. That's going to be good enough. 179. The best Lincoln Southeast can do is 158.
Kelsey Dunkel will throw the final fill ball in the 10th frame for the Knights. Crosses over and strikes, and that does it. The Lincoln High Lynx have ended the drought. 4 trips to the finals, and they finally walk away with a state championship.
Well, Well, you'll be seeing some of these ladies in collegiate programs all over. Just too much talent there on those two teams to not have a chance to continue on.
So there's the final of the final game, 179-178. The Lincoln High Lynx sweep the Knights of Southeast in 3 straight. We'll be back for medal presentations in just a moment.
Programming is provided in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska.
These cost about $50. This costs about $57,000. Choosing to use these can help you avoid this. And since inactivity is a better predictor of death than smoking, high blood pressure, and even heart disease, using these more and this less could save you more than money. A message that's good to know from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 20 years, Education Quest has provided free college planning resources to help students search colleges, search for scholarships, complete financial aid applications, and learn more about student loans. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments available at 800-666-3721.
The program was so secret it was even kept from the potential astronauts themselves.
$50,000 to $70,000.
This is worth $6,000 to $8,000.
She's the queen of them all. She's hardcore, and she lives it on the edge.
Get ready for the Osmonds! Celebrating 50 years of entertainment. Don't miss the Osmonds reunion concert.
Coming soon to NET1.
Okay. And welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Class A Girls State Championship in the books, and your champs, the Lincoln High Lynx. For more, let's go to our PA announcer. That's Craig Carver.
Congratulations to all the participants in today's state championship match. And now for the awards presentation. First, the girls Class A state runner-up, Lincoln Southeast Knights. Coaches Kevin Dunkel and Amy Wyatt. Lauren Johnson. Sarah Insminger. Courtney Peterson. Ashley Peterson. Sarah Thompson Krug. Kelsey Rabel. And Kelsey Dunkel. Ladies, here is your runner-up trophy. Congratulations. Now for your girls 2008 Class A state champion Lincoln High Lynx. Assistant coach Sarah Russo and head coach Patty Meyer. Christine Foreman. Caitlin Huggins. Megan Foss. Ashley Bonebright. Taylor Callies. And Nicole Johnson. Congratulations, ladies, and here is your 2008 State Championship trophy.
So that's it. It's in the books in Class A. The Lincoln High Lynx are your state champs. When we come back, we'll move on and we head to Class C. The Girls State Championship in Class C coming up next on NET Sports.
The 2008 High School Bowling Championships is provided in part by the Alan and Marcia Baer Foundation, the Lincoln Bowling Association, and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation, promoting bowling across the state of Nebraska. The Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nebraskasoybeans.org. And by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. The Blues are good for you.
PBS World is the newest channel from NET Television. PBS World on NET2 offers the best place to find exceptional science, history, news, and other nonfiction programs you love to watch. Plus, in-depth documentaries produced by NET about the issues facing Nebraskans. All NET television channels are available on regular, digital cable, or satellite TV. Visit our website, netnebraska.org, to find out how to watch them in your area.
The channel you're watching now is NET1.
On Nova, they remind us of ourselves in so many ways. They even beat us at our own games.
We found something quite surprising. The chimps are outsmarting the kids.
But how intelligent are they? How big is the gap between them and us?
What's the little difference that makes the big difference?
A new portrait of ape genius, a Nova National Geographic special.
Tuesday night at 7 Central Time on NET1.
Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska for the Girls Class C State Championship, the final championship of the day on the girls' side. It'll be the Burwell Ord Arcadia Longhorns, or as they prefer to go by, the BOA girls, taking on the Centura Centurions. And for the introductions, let's go to our public address announcer, Craig Carver. Here's Craig.
Welcome to the 2008 Nebraska High School Bowling Federation Girls Class C State Championship, featuring the Centura Centurions and the Burwell Ord Arcadia Boa Girls. Now for the Boa Girls, from Burwell Ord Arcadia, Rachel Rouse. Liz Reynolds. Carissa Owen. Sarah Ruza. Anastasia Meyer. Roxy Rouse. Janelle Picorni. and the head coach, Christina Manisil. And now let's meet the Centurions, Megan Robinson. Jeannie Fisher. Michaela Wetzel. Tiffany Soldenfuss. Shaylee Stump. Christy Sharon. Assistant coach Harold Pledrup. And the head coach Larry Jensen.
Introductions of the day. I'm not sure if the flip or the trip was better, but when we come back, we're going to see some bowling in girls Class C. Stay with us on NET.
Brought to you in part by the Ellen and Marcia Bear Foundation and by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation, encouraging high schools to sanction the sport of bowling across Nebraska.
Programming provided by Nebraska Public Power District.
My job as an engineer for the Nebraska Public Power District is rewarding. My education and technical skills are used every day to help generate electricity for Nebraska. And I feel good because I believe that what I do maintains the state's quality of life.
NPPD is where I want to be.
Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 20 years, Education Quest has provided free college planning resources to help students search colleges, search for scholarships, complete financial aid applications, and learn more about student loans. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments available at 800-666-3721.
Next time on Nature. The polar bear, built to survive the farthest reaches of the Arctic, but pressing north, a fierce rival, the grizzly. Previously, these bears would rarely meet, but that is changing. The Arctic is melting. Is the grizzly bear poised to claim the Arctic, or will the polar bear hang on?
Tonight at 7 Central Time on NET1.
Welcome back to the Girls Class C State High School Bowling Championship put on by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation in Class C. The Girls Championship will have Centura facing off with this team, the Burwell Ward Arcadia Boa Girls, or Longhorns. Christina Manisil is the head coach. Rachel Rouse, Liz Reynolds, Carissa Owen, Sarah Ruza, Anastasia Meyer, Roxy Rouse, and Janelle Picorni. And for the Centura girls, it's Megan Robinson, Jeannie Fisher, Michaela Wetzel, Tiffany Soltenfuss, Shaylee Stump, and Christy Sharon. So ready to get things underway. And you see the girls there in a big huddle together.
Yeah,
both teams.
You don't see that sort of thing in the NFL, do you, Lair?
I think in the NBA maybe.
Yeah, you might see a little bit of that in the NBA.
Well, they are ready to go.
I would say most of these girls know each other.
Well, I think we were kind of clued into that before the match started a little bit. They said these girls have been bowling against each other all year. They know each other very well. They're very good friends, and they want to come out here and have a good time today. So that's always good to see with a state championship on the line as well.
Yeah, we were worried about the risk of fist fights anyway, so I guess that's down by the wayside. Now we don't have to worry. We can let security know that we're not going to need them later. But, well, that's great to see. They're going to have a great time.
And so Centura starts things off. That's Megan Robinson, and she starts it off with a strike. And now up on the right lane, Rachel Rouse. Right up the boards.
Oh!
Pretty good shot.
Great first shot.
And now for Centura, Jeannie Fisher, the junior. That'll hook a little bit. Boy, rolled out just in time. What a shot. Back-to-back strikes for the Centurions. And nice cover. So Burwell or Arcadia.
You should call them the BOA girls. That's going to be a lot easier on us announcers.
All right. We'll do that.
Of course, co-op schools and sporting teams allowed by the Nebraska School Athletics Association and or Activities Association, I should say. And
Michaela Wetzel gets the strike. It's 3 in a row.
I don't think we've had any match start out with the front three.
I don't think we have either.
Leave it to the ladies in Class C to do that. First look at our lefty for Burwell. Liz Reynolds, Liz is a junior, I should say. And for Centura.
Boy, 4 in a row. What a way to get things started. Tiffany Sultanfoos with that strike. And now the spare conversion by Liz Reynolds. And a nice spare by Liz.
Got it.
And now after this shot, by Megan Robinson.
Oh. In the pocket, use the 5. Great start.
Well, all 4 of the starters for Centura started off with strikes. Robinson, Fisher, Wetzel, and Sultanfoos. In Class C, you're back to 4 bowlers as we were early this morning in Class D. And good coverage there. Here's Carissa Owen trying to pick up the 10-pin. Carissa, a junior, averages 135 on the year. And a nice spare. Boy, very nice so far. Clean. Both teams clean. There have been a total of 8 frames bowled between the two teams. Here's Sarah Haruza. Sarah's high game, a 197. A lot of wood. Knocked down an awful lot of pins. Went a little wide, just clipped the 2-pin going away, which caused him to mix a little bit. And she now has the 1-5. Not an easy spare.
Both these schools being more than 2 hours away, there's a lot of people here watching this match. Oh, that looked like it had a great chance. Ball just didn't catch enough of the head pin to carry the 5.
And now back up, Rachel Rouse. Rouse is senior. Coaches say she's the team leader of this squad. And a nice strike.
She's the core of the team spirit, it says here. 100% effort, even when injured. One of those bowling-related injuries. All right, the ladies will switch sides now for the second half of game 1. Might have our highest games of the television finals bowl if the Centurion ladies can continue to strike.
Jeannie Fisher coming up just a little light. That's a tough conversion. Liz Reynolds crosses over and can't carry. Same shot she left last time. See if Fisher can convert.
Tough spare the washout. Yeah.
So 1:30 in the 6th for Centura. Ooh, just slid by there by the Boa girls. Up now is Michaela Wetzel. Michaela is senior. Gets it out there on the lane. And a lot of mix on the Brooklyn side. And Centura in charge. I like the pink uniforms.
Well, it's you need to look good when you bowl, Larry.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
sure you do when you go to league play.
Well, I do most times, but
do,
especially when I bowl, yes.
Worry about your wardrobe. You want to look good and bowl well. So. Oh.
So here's Carissa back up on the left lane. Carissa Owen, the junior. Hang right there, and a good spare conversion. Boy, nice spare shooting here in this first game.
Yes.
For both teams. Let's see what Tiffany Sultanfus can do here.
Tiffany, a little unorthodox delivery there. That loud thump as her release really comes out of the ball early. Drops it, you could actually say. But she gets the job done. Timely split there for the Boa girls. Need to get the match pretty well in hand for Centura. Wouldn't be a bad attempt to
give it a run, right?
You bet. That's another good
Boy,
shot.
good ball.
Just carry the 7 out. See if Sarah Hruza can slide this one over. He's got a chance, Larry.
Oh, good run.
Crowd very appreciative of what's going on. They're feeding off the enthusiasm of these ladies, and that's great. And right in the more central part of the state of Nebraska. A lot of teams out that way. Teams from St. Paul and Ravenna, Grand Island, Kearney, Hastings, all flooring teams for the Federation events.
Now up on the right-hand lane for Centura. It's Jeannie Fisher.
Watch this ball hook back in there. Oh, just a little too much at the end there. Cover this up, shoot 200, Larry.
Ball effectively rolls out, if you will.
Yes. Ball hits the dry part of the lane, the rear part of the lane, and hooks and stops, but looks like Centurion ladies are going to be our winners of game 1. Very good on the spare.
And with that, they will shoot 200. As long as she keeps it on the lane, I shouldn't speak too soon.
Lofts it out on the lane to delay that hook, and in the pocket again.
207 for Centura.
Great job by the Centura ladies.
And I believe that is the highest girls Baker game shot of the day in all classes. In fact, Seward, no, it would be Seward, but Lincoln High. Lincoln High shot 192 in their second game of the Class A girls tournament. So that is the highest score bowled in this year's state championship Baker finals. And Burwell or Arcadia thinking we had to run into that, huh?
Well, it's one game, one match. To quote a famous coach that said that once. And
just one coach.
Well, he's unemployed. Well, he was unemployed, but the beauty of Baker bowling is come back and win game 2. Just erase what happened. You're up quick already, Larry.
Girls Class C action, you take a look at over the years who have won these state championships. Last year in Class C girls, it was Elkhorn Valley winning a state title.
It's out of the 4-lane Tilden Bowl in Tilden, Nebraska.
Ravenna won it back in 2006. Crofton has a pair of state championships. They won back in 2003 and 2005, and then the other state champ was Plainview. Plainview always seems to find its way down here in boys or girls. In fact, next week on NET, we'll see the Plainview boys in Class C against this Burwell or Arcadia team in the Class C boys state championship.
Not quite as fast a start here for game 2. Both teams starting out with open frames.
There's Fisher again.
It's kind of happening there. She's left a couple 10 pins now. The ball really finishes late. By finishing late in bowling, we mean that the bowling ball begins its drive towards the pocket. And so far down the lane, it comes in at a very, very steep angle into the 1-3 pocket. Causes that 6 pin to fly around the 10 and instead of going into the gutter and slapping that 10 pin out. So she's covered all of her 10 pins so far. Let's see if Jeannie Fisher can do it again.
Very deliberate as that falls off at about 50 feet, but very deliberate in her delivery.
She's hitting the pocket.
It's very effective.
Keeping it in play, and one pin lead now for Centura. Moving into frame 3.
Here's Michaela Wetzel. Michaela's a senior. And the Centura squad leading 1-0 here in this best-of-5 Baker final. I'm going to review what's happened throughout the day. It started the first match of the day in Class D. Newman Grove and McCool Junction squared off, and McCool Junction won 3-1 over Newman Grove. Newman Grove was able to get the first game of that match. McCool Junction came back and won the games 2, 3, and 4 to take a 3-1 state championship. That's a nice cover there by Michaela Wetzel. That was in Class D. McCool Junction winning its 4th consecutive state championship. In the second match of the day, she loses a 5-pin. Second match of the day had Scottsbluff Gehring scoring off against Seward, and Seward just steamrolled Scottsbluff Gehring. One game won 191 to 159. That second game was the exciting one, as you might remember, with Reba Wilkie missing the head pin in the first shot in the 10th frame, but got a lot of pin action, got a strike out of it. And that strike was key to a double she threw in the 10th frame, which led them from behind to beat Scottsbluff Gehring in that second game, and they went on to win it 3-0. And then our last match, which we just finished up, Lincoln High and Lincoln Southeastern. Of course, you saw Lincoln High sweeping the Southeast Knights in 3 straight. Lynx winning that school's first ever state high school bowling championship, but not because they haven't been here before. They've been here 4 of the 6 years state championships have been held. Lincoln High winning it 3-0. And so here we are, the final match of the day in girls Class C action. And the 5-pin tripped sideways by Rachel Rouse.
Sends that head pin off the wall back into the 5. See if Centura can answer here.
Centura squad, in addition to Robinson, Fisher, Wetzel, and Sultan Foos, which you are seeing now. Also, Shaylee Stumpf, part of this team. She's a sophomore, as well as Christy Sharon, both sophomores. See them standing in the background. As you've mentioned throughout the day, Steve, they can substitute twice per game in this Baker format. Insert someone else into the lineup, but they can only do it twice, and if you're pulled from the lineup, you cannot go back in. With only 7 bowlers eligible, you can only sub twice.
Hard and straight. Off the left corner, leaving the 2.
Good break to get that 8-pin out of there, make it a little bit easier, or a lot easier conversion. Here once again is Fisher. A good shot by Fisher. Got a very simple but nice and effective game. She's been right around the pocket.
Kind of lofts it out there a little bit, but her speed is fairly slow, so she'll need a little extra loft to delay that hook. Burwell's Liz Reynolds just a little fast there. I think her approach, her footwork is just a little fast, and that has a tendency to delay that or to just cause her to be a little inaccurate down there on those spare attempts.
That opened by Burwell or Arcadia opened the door for Centura. On a strike, they will need to convert here to take the lead. Wetzel will need to convert. Here's Carissa Owen.
Well, we're seeing now the effects of everybody kind of settling in, and a couple of tough spares out here. First for Wetzel on lane number 28, the 1, 2, 8, and 9. Kayla's going to want to try and put this shot right, or excuse me, on lane 27, I should say, the 1, 3, 6, 8, and 10. She's going to want to be just to the left of the head pin.
Well, so now with the spare here by Carissa Owen, Boa girls can get that lead back.
Needs to be in the pocket area.
And she got it. So they regain the lead. That crosses over. The 6-pin drips forward, but she still leaves the 1-3.
Tough spare, Larry. We're seeing some combinations that unfortunately aren't that easy to convert. 1 and 3 on lane 27 for Tiffany Sultan-Foos. She'll just throw her normal strike shot for that.
And we looks like we have something on the lane or near the lane as John Lucido's going to walk out on the lane and grab it. He's now walking back off. There's John. Stepping back off the lane, he walked out on the lane because he hadn't had enough camera time today.
That's right. So needs to get some FaceTime.
I don't blame him. Does a lot of
Peeps happy.
Hey, does a lot of work. He says, "I want to be on TV too." You saw that kind of smirk. Just got to get camera time. We understand, John. You do a lot of work around here. A lot of good work for these high school bowlers.
Oh, the staff. There is no one I can think of other than maybe a crew like ESPN, besides John's staff here, and of course the people who work hard at NET. You know, Larry is fresh off a hockey game the night before, and a late night in Omaha, drives back to Lincoln, and they're bright and ready to go first thing in the morning for this telecast. So it's just gone great. And being a part of a couple of PBA national telecasts, I can tell you that this arena setting and the job the crew and the bowling center staff has done is right there with what you'll see with ESPN and such. So.
If you even take a look around the arena here at Sun Valley Lanes, as that tries to hang on and convert. But if you take a look around this arena and what John Lucido and his staff has done, there's a good look of what goes on here. They put the big drape all around to create a very intimate setting, bring in the bleachers. They take out some settee areas, take out chairs. They drill them up out of the ground, put in other bleachers, bring in the stands, bring in our booth here. They built that. I mean, the work that goes into creating this atmosphere for these high school bowlers is really unparalleled.
Well, they work all night at it. They start the minute normal business hours are through on Saturday evening, and they work through the entire evening to get it ready for Sunday morning.
As you said, we stopped out here late last night to get the final results before today's finals. And we probably left here at about 11:30 midnight and got back here at about 7:30 this morning. And the same crew we saw when we left at midnight, they were here at 7:30 this morning finishing up. So it's an overnight task to put this together. And as John likes to tell all of his colleagues and associates around high school bowling everywhere in the country, Nebraska is the only state that has a televised high school finals in arena style. It's certainly a credit to what goes on in the state of Nebraska for high school bowling. Crossover there in the 10th frame.
It's going to be all even a 1-1 here, Larry. Burwell's going to go ahead. Burwell or Arcadia is going to take this match. They're going to be in the 150s, possibly 160 with the fill ball in the 10th. And Centura is going to, with this spare conversion by Jeannie Fisher, they'll be at 123. So pace has slowed down a little bit, but it's going to be all even at 1 game apiece. Best of 5.
And a good cover. So 123 for Centura in game number 2, but it won't be good enough to knock off Burwell Ord, which will shoot about, depending on count here, as Steve said, 150 plus. 150 plus whatever count is here, so make it 159. 159, 123. The Boa girls come back and take game number 2, and it's all even at 1 game apiece between Centura and the Boa girls, Burwell Ord Arcadia.
Both coaches taking time to tell each one of their teams that it's a brand new ball game. Brand new, and just start over and allow it to just be like a new match. Shot right in the pocket by Megan Robinson for Centura. Let's see Rachel Rouse. Watch the spark this young lady has. If she strikes, she'll literally leap right out of her shoes.
Ooh.
Beautiful smile.
Yep. Trying to get that 5-pin tripped. Hung around just long enough.
Covering the 4-pin spare for Centura.
Last year in the girls Class C finals, it was Elkhorn Valley knocking off Shadron 3-0. A little bit tighter match this year as it's 1-1 through 2 games, and nice cover.
Had her little prayer answered there by hanging on to pick up the 5.
Sit and carry, and it does. A little excitement there as well. She's a motivator for that squad.
Right, Liz Reynolds. Pretty simple game, hard and direct off the corner. Not a lot of moving parts to it, just speed and power. And carries the 6. She left a few of those last game. All tied up at 30 apiece, 20 apiece with Bill coming up in frame 3.
Get up and carry. Here's Carissa Owen.
Lost that one off her hand on the downswing. It's a break. Comes up with the 6 count. She can play her normal strike line on this too.
You saw her going back and grabbing some rosin. A good grip while you don't want it too tight, and you certainly don't want to squeeze. Squeeze the ball is important in this game.
A lot of times you have a tendency to squeeze the ball and blister, get blisters, calluses on your knuckles, your back knuckle of your thumb. Should be able to hang on to the ball with minimal effort.
As a coach, you can always tell when somebody comes to you and shows you the back of their thumb and says, why am I getting this right here? It's a big blister or torn. Well, thumb ball's probably a little too loose. You're squeezing to hold on.
You add a little tape or have an adjustment made. Tiffany Sultenfuss now is kind of had a little trouble with hanging onto the ball the last couple of frames. The last 2 times she's dropped it a little quicker than normal, causing the ball to either miss the head pin left or right. This is a big spare for Centura here. Get to the point where a 2-1 lead for either team puts them just 1 game away from a state title, and it's been very close so far.
Oh, tried to get it off the wall. Sultenfuss couldn't quite get it down. Here's Ruza. Coach says she truly loves the sport, never gives up, goes after everything. Seeing that attitude right now out of the Bowl girls. Megan Robinson. Ooh. Pocket 5'10" for Robinson, just a junior. She's been a 3-year starter for Centura. And here's the other anchor bowler on the other side. Burwell Arcadia's Rachel Rouse.
Oh, tough break there, Larry. The pocket leaves the 5 and the 7.
It's your fault. You started it. Yeah, you know, I used to bowl with people who wouldn't bowl if there was a split on the lane beside them. Remember those people? You probably still know some.
There's a few out there a little superstitious that think that gives off bad vibes, but you know, she can put an end to those superstitions and pick this up. 5-7. She just needs to be right of the 5 pin, slide over in the 7, and just giving it a run, but.
So we're through 5 frames here in game number 3, and it's Burwell Arcadia on top by 22, 86-64. As they start the 6th frame, and up first on the right-hand lane.
Liz Reynolds has done a great job so far, and that one just got a little further right of target than what she intended. That ball has that late snap hook to it. The last 10 to 12 feet of the lane, that ball comes in so hard. Actually comes in behind the head pin, causing the head pin to slide in front of the 2 and leaving that split 2 and 10. This is a makeable split, Larry. It's probably about a 5 to 10 to 1 odds on picking this up for a high school bowler. She'll want to be on the left side of the 2 pin, sliding it into the 10. Early enough in the match where she could give it a run, and she's going to give it a run.
Good shot. Got it. What a shot. Jeannie Fisher converts. Coach calls her the team leader, and he says everybody looks to her for a lift. She just provided one there. Liz Reynolds converts. Let's see if that can give that team a lift.
Substitution for Centura.
Christy Sharon gets the shot to go.
Turned around on that, turned her back on that one. Had a pin come out of the pit and take out the 3.
There's Carissa Owen for Burwell Arcadia.
Larry Jensen, the coach of Centura, giving some instructions to Tiffany Soltfoos, telling her just relax, let that ball fall off the hand nicely, right down the center of the lane. Better shot.
Carissa Owen on the left lane. Shot her first 200 game this year in match play. Ooh, just slides by the 5 there. That may open the door. Let's see what Soltfoos can do here. 114 in the 7th for the Boa girls. Mark here, and we're essentially all even. Actually would give Centura a slight lead. And she converts.
Big spare, Larry.
Here's Sarah Ruza. Now Megan Robinson. 3-year starter and one of the leaders. Gets up and wobbles the 7, but can't carry. Let's see if Ruza can convert.
Good job. This lady's taking care of business out here. Not a lot of open frames. There's markedly less open frames than we've seen in some other matches. Cross lane at the 7. Got to get through that oil.
Ooh.
Tough time. All right, well,
that just about even to back up, didn't it?
Tightens it to back up. A strike here will give Burwell Arcadia a 2-pin lead going into the 10th.
And the shot. 9. She leaves a 4-pin, so that's a 1-pin lead. So going into the 9th frame, depending on whether she picks it up or not.
As much as an 11-pin lead going into the 10th, Larry, depending upon the spare. So far, a lot of people have struggled going cross lane at those 7 pins. Another great shot. enthusiasm. I mean, this is cool. This is just very, very cool.
Ooh, just slipped off her hand, it looked like, and that will give them 142 in the ninth to 132. An important spare here.
It's got to get over.
Hook a lot.
Well, that wraps it up for Burwell.
Will do it. So Burwell will win game number 3, and Burwell will take a 2-1 advantage heading to game number 4. Closing things out for the Boa girls is Liz Reynolds. She crosses over and leaves the 5-8. Centura finishing that game with a 141. Depending on what happens with the spare, the Boa girls could shoot as much as 162. And she got it. Well, Boa's been very consistent throughout the match. 144 the first game, 159 the second game. They're going to shoot about 160 in this game, so it's been a very consistent, even scoring, and you haven't seen a lot of ups and downs, whereas Centura got after that incredibly hot start. They threw the first 4 in the first game to shoot 207.
Low maintenance game, right down the left-hand side, keeping the ball in the pocket. Very good.
So it is a 162 to 141, the final in game number 3. And Boa taking a 2-1 advantage. And you see the final, 62 to 41. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 errors for Centura, including an open in the 9th and the 10th. Very costly.
One open frame for Burwell or Arcadia, and that's the difference right there, Larry. All the opens. Centura back up quick.
Robinson getting right after it. One of the most accurate spare shooters on the team, according to her coach, Larry Jensen. Here's Rouse, right at the head pin again. Ooh, ringing 10. Good shot. And Centura slides that by. Pin for Rouse. And a good conversion.
Look at the crowd standing up, cheering the simple 10-pin conversion. Can't beat that. All right, Centura needs some good things to happen here.
Centura has been down here before. In fact, the last couple of years, they were here in 07 and 06 at the state tournament. Did not, however, qualify for the arena finals.
It's Liz Reynolds here. A lot of speed off the corner. Not as much hook that time, but Larry, what she's doing is it's like in baseball, you're keeping the ball in front of you when you're trying to make a play in the field and eliminate mistakes, and she just keeps that ball right around the pocket. Simple 5-pin to convert.
Gonna have to hook. Well, she got the back one anyway. Sometimes difficult to get that 8-pin out of there when you hit high on the head pin there.
Yes, got a break there. And problems on the spare for Liz Reynolds.
So advantage early to Boa. Burwell or Arcadia, who's also been to state twice in 2006 and 7, and also never been into the state arena finals. That shot pulled just a little bit. Here's Carissa Owen. And Carissa Owen with the strike. And they open up that lead. Now at 13 pins through 2 frames. An important spare to keep pace for Christy Sharon, the sophomore. Her second year with the program. Come up with a lot of big games, and the teams needed her, and that's just a little left. Here's Sarah right off the corner. Ooh.
She's a little further right when the ball left her hand, got into the drier part of the lane. With more friction, the ball tends to go high, counters friction.
And that a little high as well, leaves the 3-pin.
Breaks up the split, possible baby split, easy 3-pin spare. This one's got a chance too, Larry.
Boy, she gave it a run. Coach wasn't kidding when he says she goes after about everything.
She'll go right down the area around the second arrow for the spare. Well done.
As a coach, and you as a former coach, don't you love to see those players who are gym rats in essence, who love the game, can't get enough of it, want to be out here all the time? I mean, those are you just love to coach those kind of kids.
They're one of these girls you can tell just adore the opportunity to be involved in this, and I'm sure a lot of these other ladies are involved in other sports too, and it's great to have that spirit for the game.
She gets the 9-pin out, so that'll just leave the 3. Now let's see if Rachel Rouse can convert.
Tough one, the 1, the 2, and the 8.
And that'll open the door just a little bit. In fact, with a mark here, we could be all even. And a good cover. So they'll switch sides at all even after 5 frames, based on count. Could change because Centura is on the spare in the 5th. You see Boa girls with 73 in the 5th, Centura 53 in the 4th with the mark in the 5th frame. We'll see what they do with that mark here. Jeannie Fisher. So making a 1-pin difference. Burwell or Arcadia leading by 1 through 5. Here's Liz. Liz Reynolds. Ooh, good break. Bad break to start off with. It certainly looked like a better shot, but took out the 8 late. Just slides by.
Still a lot of conditioner in the center part of the lane there, keeping that ball from getting all the way over to get that 4-pin.
Not sure if there are more nervous looks on the lane right now or in the stands. So
yeah.
I think it might be in the stands.
Getting tighter and tighter and tighter as we get further along here. So
here's to Sharon again. Sharon off the corner. That needs to hook. Now for Burwell or Arcadia, Carissa Owen.
I like her game, Larry. She's just look at the enthusiasm. She's so focused when she gets up there and gets ready to start her approach. Just a little fast that time. Both ladies missing the head pin to the right. Need to get the ball onto the left side of the head pin in the 1-2 area. That's going to have to hook to get there. And so much for the hot 200 to start off game 1.
Back-to-back opens now. Costly for Centura. That hold on, it does.
A fist pump there by Carissa.
Now they are in must-convert territory, so Tiffany's going to have to pick this up for Centura to hang around.
Good shot there, right in the pocket by Sarah Haruza.
Oh, here's Tiffany Sultan-Foos, the senior. As we said, been with the program for 4 years. Her second year as a starter. Needs this spare. 3 opens in a row. 97 through 8. And after that miss, they're down by 20.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
So down 20 pins going into the 9th in a must-win game for Centura. Burwell or Arcadia with a state championship on the line. If they can win this game, they're up by 20. 2 frames left. Rachel Rouse up first. Very direct to the pins.
Whoa.
Almost knocked out that 2, which would have given her the baby split, which would have been the 4-5 and not good.
Need a spare right here for Centura, and that's going to be right there.
And a good cover.
Spare here is going to keep that lead in excess of 20 pins, and it's going to force Burwell to have some sort of an open frame in the 10th to give Centura a chance. Otherwise, well, it's going to make things a little more interesting. Yes, 126 in the 9th for Burwell.
So they're down by 9.
Strike here by Jeannie Fisher for Centura puts them back within 10 pins. And she's been good when the situation needed it, and she's good again.
Wow, what a shot. Carries the 7. Fisher puts it right there. And now that just lifts the pressure off the shoulders of 1 and onto the shoulders of Liz Reynolds.
Strike here is going to force Centura to strike again.
Well, this will make it interesting because now she's going to have to pick up the spare.
Now, you know, it's interesting strategy. You'd almost want to wait to see
before you throw this
what
shot
Liz
here.
Reynolds would do, but she's right up, and that ball looks like it's going to be right in the same spot, Larry, and
it
she carries it.
That'll do it. Well, depending on count.
Yes.
37. They can shoot 147. A spare and strike is 146. If she can spare here,
now it doesn't matter.
Wow, so we will
Centura.
have a game 5. Boy, I tell you what, in the 8th frame, even the 9th frame, it appeared like Boa was going to wrap this thing up.
Well, that missed open frame in the 10th, you know, was costly because, well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because she goes right off the sheet for 147. Liz Reynolds picks that spare up for Burwell in the 10th frame. It forces her to strike.
Well, it was the opens by Boa in the 8th, 9th, and 10th frame. 3 straight opens, which really opened the door and allowed Fisher to throw those 3 strikes in the 10th to win it.
Well, as much fun as these gals are having, it's right that this thing goes 5 games.
That's right.
This has been, and you know, we've had a great time, Larry, and I look forward to doing this every year. Yeah, it's a long day for all of us, you know, but I'm telling you, this was great having this group be the last group because it's just been a riot to watch these girls have so much fun. Look at the crowd. The crowd's getting into it now, and
they're having fun at Sun Valley Lanes. I'm Larry Putney along with Steve Sempek. Great to have you with us for this Girls Class C Championship. We've already crowned 3 state champs in girls play today, and now we are about to crown the 4th and final. And I think good move there by Larry Jensen to step up and back his bowler off the lane as the crowd was really into it and making some noise.
Good shot right there.
And a good job to really settle her down and get that good shot out of her. And a nice ball by Megan Robinson.
Now here's a prediction. If Rachel Rouse here strikes, I think you're probably going to see the biggest jump and celebration we've seen so far.
Easy to get up though.
Yep.
Comes up a little light.
She get a little more speed than the last few times she's been up there, Larry. So, and that's not an easy spare. The 2, 4, 5, and 7. A lot of different ways to miss that.
It's gonna have to skid.
Of course, as I say that,
well, it's
easy single pin spares miss. So,
and this is what the pressure is about, because if you look on the sheet, coaches, you know, they comment on each of their players for us, so we know a little bit about them. And coach says Megan Robinson is a very accurate spare shooter, one of the better spare shooters she has, and I believe now she's missed 3 spares in a row, which just speaks to the amount of pressure that's on you right now when you're bowling for a state championship in front of lights and on camera.
Sorry, Larry. Watch this young lady. She comes back, Jeannie Fisher. If she doesn't strike, watch when she comes back. She'll tell herself she's all right.
Yep.
She plays it safe, and you want to probably have a few bowlers on your team like Liz Reynolds who can throw the ball fairly straight and stay out of trouble. And that's a big break.
She stayed out of trouble.
Yep.
That's exactly what you were talking about, because without speed, that probably doesn't trip it, right?
Now, we've seen trouble with all the oil on the lanes in the center part of the lane for some of the right-handed bowlers to get across to the left side. Playing on the left side.
It's going to have to hook, and it does.
I think she had doubts like I did when she let go of it. I didn't think that ball was going to be able to make it all the way back, but it did. So Covering the 4-pin here for Liz Reynolds. Should be routine right down the left-hand side. Oh, my, I tell you. Well, okay, each team now with an easy open. Strike here gives Centura a 10-pin lead.
Christy Sharon.
Oh, boy.
That's some tough...
You don't see the 189 every day.
That's a tough spare. And I think Larry Jensen's going to make a change here and have somebody else give that spare a run.
Oh, Burwell
trips the 3-pin forward. Carissa Owen with the strike. So there you see the score. Down by 2 is Centura. Needing this spare, but it's a very difficult spare to get.
Needs to.
And up now for the first time in the match, I believe. It's Roxy Rouse.
Look at this.
Oh, good try.
Well,
I believe that was that.
Yes, that was. It was Roxy Rouse.
Thank you.
True freshman. I'd say true freshman. They don't have red shirts in high school, do they? Sorry,
at least not around
recruiting
here.
Season just got over, so I still got it on the brain.
Maybe down in Texas, but no. Here's Sultan Foose again, pulled a little across, and the 1-3, an easy spare.
Washout here for Sarah Haruza. Needs to get the ball on the left side of the head pin, knock that head pin into the 10, and it's not going to happen. So back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Nobody seems to want it right now.
Makes this spare even more important. They can pull back to nearly even.
Spare here would count. Will actually give Centura the lead, but she pulled it and missed it. So Burwell still hanging on to about a 10-pin lead. Going into the 5th frame. Here's the spark plug.
Out of trouble.
She knew when it left her hand as she was flirting with a split there. Covered her eyes as to hide what was going to happen, but girls don't waste any time, Larry. They
up
get
there up and go, yep.
On the approach. Big time spare here for Burwell's Rachel Rouse. 6-9-10 needs to go cross lane, need to hit the 6 with the ball, just like that. That's big.
Yeah, it was.
Increases their lead. Just as this spare is big, and that ball's going to have to hook. Yeah. You're seeing it slip away little by little here, back-to-back open, 3 in a row, 3 open frames in a row for the Centurion ladies. So 20-pin lead right now going into the 6th frame. Strike here could increase that to 30. They switch sides.
Larry Jensen getting his team together. Let's go. 5 frames left, plenty of time. Let's get it done. And here's
read his lips. He said, "We can do this, ladies." So
Liz Reynolds right up the outside.
Liz lost that one. Didn't have the rotation on the ball to get it to hook up to the pocket. There's a chance right here now. So for Centura and for Jeannie Fisher. She was the one that went off the sheet in the 10th frame and got that one outside, but actually if you're going to make a mistake, that's better off than barely missing the head pin, flirting with a possible washout. So she'll need to just get that ball on the left side of the head pin for a spare. Just as Liz will have to do on the opposite side, which she can do. So it's creeping back closer.
Yep.
We're going to need some serious math here by our statistician to keep us straight on who's ahead here.
Well, we talked about it's going to come down to who converts spares, and at this point, who has fewer errors is the way it's beginning to look now.
All right.
61 in the 6th for Centura, 78 in the 6th, so a 16-pin lead by Burwell Ord Arcadia.
Oh, my. Tough break there.
Wow.
Carissa.
Yeah, she didn't believe it either, and Chris Owen had a better shot than that. Now one more time up on the lane for Centura. Shaylee Stump.
Good shot, Larry. Oh, and another break. Just as Burwell has a bad break with a pocket split for Carissa Owens, poor Shaylee gets the same result. Both these are makeable, though. She's going to take the 2 pins, which isn't a bad idea.
And especially with the lead.
Well, do you go for it this time, Larry?
I think you do.
Being down by about almost 20 pins, I think you've got to try and pick this up, and it's makeable.
Especially with 3 frames left.
That's
got
got
to hook a little bit.
Chance. She knew it too.
Yep.
18-pin lead for Burwell or Arcadia. Strike here is going to increase it.
And it does.
All right, it's strike time right now for Centura. If they're going to have a chance here, we need to make it happen. We need to make it happen quick.
18-pin lead for Boa girls with a strike working.
And that's spare.
Very tough. Yep.
There's a chance for Burwell to get ready to slam the door with a double here, working in a strike up in the ninth frame coming up. Almost acting tentative that time, Larry. Worried about overthrowing. This is a makeable spare, the 2, 7, and 8. You're going to see Tiffany try to slide that 2 into the 7. The ball takes out the 2 and the 8. She's got the right angle on it. And
shot.
Oh, my.
She made a good run at it.
Yes, she did.
Centura on pace right now to shoot 118. Hang on, not done yet. On pace to shoot 118. Burwell Arcadia 115 now in the 9th. Imperative they mark here. Strike would be big. They got it.
Wow. Well, Larry, it's the last match of the day. If you remember last year that we ended with the Class A girls last year where it came down to the last ball.
That's right.
Just might do the same.
Liz tugs it just a little bit.
Still opens the door. And what did this lady do the last game to win it for Centura?
She has to have the first one. If she doesn't strike here, Burwell or Arcadia wins it. Has to have this one. She got it! What a shot! Steps up when she has to have it and delivers.
Now, I do believe this makes this spare.
120
important, and she got it. It is possible
138 versus 1, so she controls her own destiny here. If she strikes here, they can still win it. She has to strike here. Can she make it back-to-back strikes? Oh, friggin' 10! What a shot!
That's going to win it for Burwell.
That'll do it.
It's going to win it for Burwell.
Well, she has to keep it on the lane. She has to get 3 pins. 25, yeah, she has to get 3 pins, and that'll do it. 9 pins at a state championship for Burwell or Arcadia.
Well, this was fun. This was just a great time watching all these girls, all of them friends and related, and just a great time here for Class C. There's the Burwell ladies. Getting at it. And look at this, Larry.
134-126 the final.
It's like the...
And you see the great sportsmanship there. There's your final. Burwell or Arcadia winning the Class C Girls State Championship. Medal presentations coming up next.
The headaches were changing my daily routine.
Migraines caused Karen to see a neurologist who recommended a prescription.
I didn't want the drugs, and that's when she said to start walking. And so I started walking, and I haven't had a headache since. I'm a lot healthier than I was, and I can accomplish a lot more because I feel better. I just let Blue Cross Blue Shield know that I was living proof that walking does work.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The blues are good for you.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 20 years, Education Quest has provided free college planning resources to help students search colleges, search for scholarships, complete financial aid applications, and learn more about student loans. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments available at 800-666-3721.
Get ready for the Osmonds. Celebrating 50 years of entertainment. Don't miss the Osmonds reunion concert.
Coming soon to NET1.
If you're a fan of NET Sports, I invite you to join our Sports Partners Club. As a club member, you can receive a member certificate, a duffel bag, a signed Matt Davison poster, and other club extras. But more than that, you'll be supporting the team that delivers Nebraska sports action to your home. Log on to netnebraska.org/sportspartners or call 1-800-634-6788 and join today.
Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. The girls' Class C state championship is in the books, and the Burwell Ord Arcadia girls are the state champs. But first, let's present the medals to the runner-ups, Centura Centurions, and for that, we go to Craig Carver.
Congratulations, all the participants in today's state championship match. And now for your awards presentation. First, the girls' Class C runner-up, Centura Centurions. Assistant coach Harold Pledrup and head coach Larry Jensen. Megan Robinson. Jeannie Fisher. Michaela Wetzel. Tiffany Soltenfuss. Shaylee Stump. Christy Sharon. Ladies, here's your state runner-up trophy. Congratulations. And now for your girls' 2008 Class C state champion, Burwell Ord Arcadia Boa Girls. Head coach, Christina Manisil. Rachel Rouse. Liz Reynolds. Carissa Owen. Sarah Ruza. Anastasia Meyer. Roxy Rouse. And Janelle Picorni. Congratulations, ladies, and here's your 2008 state championship trophy.
So congratulations to the girls' Class C champs, Burwell Ord Arcadia. And that wraps up a long afternoon of state girls high school bowling and 4 champions crowned, and a terrific afternoon. So that will do it from Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. For Steve Simpek and the entire NET Sports production crew, I'm Larry Putney. We'll see you next week.
The 2008 High School Bowling Championships is provided